Hello, welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz, and you know what? That was a good episode of television I just watched there. That was a good episode. Now, gonna get this, and this probably hopefully be the last time I say it, but without Joel, I think the story just isn't as good. I think they could have used this as a way of making almost like a kind of interlude to the actual events of The Last of Us Part 2. Like, the season focuses on them leading up to, spoilers, Joel's death. But we're in it now, so we might as well just try and appreciate it for what it is. And this was very well done. First off, I wanted to say the scenery, the set design, they have absolutely nailed it. They have smashed it out of the park. I don't think I appreciated it maybe in Jacksonville as much, but certainly since we've come to Seattle, it looks like the game. And the graphics, the scenery, the locations were one of The Last of Us Part 2 standouts for me. I think the way they depicted the kind of overgrown Seattle was very impressive, and in the TV show, as you can see, it looks very, very good. Um, so, go through the episode, we're kind of introduced to Isaac, the leader of the W, the Wolves. I always call them the Wolves because I've forgotten the little acronym. Not very good of me, I know. So, we're introduced to him in quite a brutal fashion. I've got to say the intro scene is him in the back of a truck with the Federal soldiers, and they're all laughing about some civilian getting beaten up by one of the Federal. Oh, we're the bad guys, yep, we get it. But there's one in there who kind of questions him and is like, should we be calling that? And Isaac, they get stopped, and then Isaac goes outside because he's a sergeant, and he brings this guy out. He's like, come and learn something. And he meets up with the civilians who are seemingly rebels against Fedra. So they shake hands, and then Isaac just walks back, tosses a couple grenades in the back of the truck, and that's it. And quite a strong opening to Isaac. He's actually played by the same person who voices him in the game, so I do like that aspect of it. Then we're reintroduced to Ellie and Dina. This is probably the lowest point in the episode, I must say. The guitar scene. I think Bella Ramsey, pretty decent singing voice. Take On Me, banger of a song. Did it need to be in the episode? Nah, I don't think it done much for me. I don't think it done much for the episode. I think, again, without the relationships that have been built, and I will get on to, I think they're doing a good job at building Dina and Ellie's relationship, but it could have been done just better if they had. Again, I don't want to harp on it because we're obviously moving forward now, but yeah, just was struggling a bit with that scene. And then we get into the good stuff. Now, this episode features heavily of Dina and Ellie. You get another scene with Isaac, again showing off his kind of ruthlessness and his lack of humanity, shall we say. He's torturing one of the Seraphites who is just bollock naked, like everything's out. It is a pretty brutal scene, and they're having this kind of back and forth, and it's kind of introducing the lore of The Last of Us, the Seraphites against the wolves, and like there was a truce maybe at some point, but someone broke it, and it was actually got me thinking that I would love, and now that HBO has the Last of Us franchise, love like just different stories within the Last of Us universe. Like, don't focus on Joel and Ellie. Go create like a Last of Us faction TV show where it focuses on a different city where there's something else going on. I think the Seraphites and the Wolves kind of intertwined relationship with through The Last of Us 2 was, again, another strong point of the game. Definitely wasn't the story. God damn. Anyway, so pretty brutal torture scene. Again, just reaffirming that, yeah, Isaac, he's a pretty not very nice guy. And now we get into, I think, definitely one of my favourite sequences throughout both seasons of The Last of Us. It follows Ellie and Dina as they infiltrate, I think it's the TV station, is it? And the Seraphites have attacked, and you see the guts, they've been cut from their guts and they're hanging. And then backup's called, and it feels like a bit of the game here. Like, it feels like we're really in the game. I think they really, from what I can recall, they emulated the TV station very well. If it is a TV station, I hope it is. And it feels like, a bit of a game here. A bit of the game, yeah, it really does. Kind of, not that, I mean, we are watching like quite, it's almost a one-to-one retelling, but you get what I mean, like the gameplay. Like Ellie sneaking around, Dina sneaking around in the dark, stealth kills, and it leads to them getting discovered, and Ellie and Dina make their escape down into the subway tunnels, and we get the infected back, and we get a hell of a lot of them. They are really ramping up the amount of infected this season, which, I like. It's more World War Z than, I don't know what comparison I was going to make there. It's kind of like World War Z, but not as over the top. There is still some grounded elements to the zombies. And again, it's a really intense scene where the wolves are they're throwing the flares, the vines, don't know what you call them, the things that attract the zombies. They feel the heat, so they bring all the zombies through, and there's quite a lot of them. So the wolves get taken out, and it's just Ellie and Dina taking on the zombies, and they jump in the subway car, and it's a really intense, frantic sequence. I thought the shots of the kind of cinematography throughout the action scene was very impressive. I really enjoyed the kind of frantic. It was like they don't really have that many jump cuts, quick jump cuts, but when it's starting to get a bit frantic, they're jumping from like shot to shot where the windows are breaking, the zombies are getting in, and ultimately they do get out. Obviously they're main characters, but then throughout that, Dina gets stuck in one of the subway turnstiles, and Ellie saves her by putting her arm out and getting bitten. And this obviously leads to Dina discovering that Ellie's immune, or she doesn't believe it at first, which I thought was that from the video? I think it was from the video game, where like Dina's like, I'll watch you sleep, or Ellie's like, I'll sit in that chair and watch you sleep, or you watch me sleep and keep that gun pointed at me. And yeah, and I just loved, I think, all from the moment they entered the TV station to when they exited. I thought that the whole sequences were fantastic. The action, it was intense. I keep need to stop using the word intense. It was, let me think of another word. I've thought of another word. Exciting. I mean, it was exciting. Like the kind of more slower elements of the TV station, which led into the, I was going to say intense there. I was going to say it. Just the frantic nature of the subway tunnels was, I think, very well done. And you know what? Ellie and Dina are growing on me. I think they've done a really good job at the end of kind of building their relationships up. But again, tonally it just feels a bit off sometimes. Like, I think Dina said something in the first, like, oh, we got to go kill people, but she said it in a very joking manner. Like, was it like this? I guess it maybe was, but maybe I just don't remember. I should have played the game. But anyway, I liked it. I liked this episode. I really did. I thought the action scenes were great. Pardon me. The action scenes were great. The storytelling that was done was very good. Introduced us to Isaac in a very appropriate way and showed off more of the lore. Probably the best episode of the season. If Jacksonville Attack was its own episode, it would win it, but it was married in with the death of you know who. I think if you're this deep in, you know Joel. Anyway, what do you think? Did you like it as much as I did? Do you think I'm talking absolute rubbish? I've done it before and I'll do it again. But let me know down in the comments below what you think. With all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.